Good morning. As we are walking through these final two chapters of Revelation, I find myself thinking more about heaven and relishing in the realities of what will be, how glorious it will be. I mean, the vision that God gave John of the New Jerusalem, it's over the top. Revelation 21:11. Its radiance like a most rare jewel, like a jasper, clear as crystal, as in translucent. You can see through it. The idea that there's nothing hidden in heaven. And remember, why did Adam and Eve hide from God? Because they sinned and felt ashamed. But in heaven, as we learned, there's no sin, therefore there is no shame. There's nothing hidden because there's nothing to hide. In heaven, there is no more sin or shame. We won't do things we're ashamed of. We won't think things we're ashamed of. In heaven, no more shame. There will never be the reason to run and hide because of guilt. No more shame. Got it? Good. Verse 12, it had a great, as in large, high wall with 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, like guards. It's a picture of safety and security, isn't it? A reminder that in heaven, there's no more fear of harm. Well, we live in a world where potential harm is everywhere. We hear a sound in the night, and we wonder if danger is lurking. We send our children out, but often fear for their safety. But in heaven, there won't be anything that can harm us. God will be our eternal protector. Verse 12, and on the gates, the names of the 12 tribes of the sons of Israel were inscribed. And in 14, the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and on them were the 12 names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Now, the 12 tribes represent the Old Testament believers, the 12 apostles, the New Testament believers, like a mailbox or a house sign with our name. In heaven, our names will confirm our residence. There will be no doubt that we live there and we belong there. We're not guests or visitors. It's our home. Verse 16, the city lies foursquare, its length the same as its width. And he measured the city with his rod, 12,000 stadia, 1,364 miles. Someone calculated that if 20 billion people were saved throughout history, each of us could have 75 acres. The point, there's plenty of space in heaven for everyone. No overcrowding. Each of us will have our place, our space. Its length and width and height are equal. So it's a cube. Well, what else was a cube? Well, in God's temple, it's a reference to the most holy place, the Holy of Holies, where God's presence was manifested. Heaven becomes the Holy of Holies because God dwells there and because everyone is holy, like God. In our salvation, God makes us all holy so we can live in heaven. Remember verse 8? Nothing impure gets in. Next, John sees and writes about the wall and the city looking like pure gold, magnificent beauty. And 22, and I saw no temple in the city, for its temple is the Lord God the Almighty and the Lamb. So there's no designated place for worship. In heaven, worship, it's a way of life. It will be natural to just break out in praise and thanksgiving to our God. And the city has no need of sun or moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light, and its lamp is the Lamb. By its light will the nations walk, and the kings of the earth will bring their glory into it. The idea, everyone in heaven will come to the holy city and bring whatever they have and present it to God. Because in heaven, everyone yields everything to God. There's no rebellion, no selfishness, no possessiveness or greed. It's all God's, and it's shared by all there. And its gates will never be shut by day, and there will be no night there. We won't have to knock on the door and be let in. There will be no terrors that the night could bring. It's a place of perfect peace. Oh, and we'll never get lost. The light will always shine the way home. Going to chapter 22. Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb through the middle of the street of the city. The idea that heaven's blessings are for everyone, anytime. It's all right there, available to be enjoyed by every resident. Also, on either side of the river, the tree of life with its 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit each month, meaning the provisions are sure and satisfying. We will have everything we need all the time. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. The leaves of the tree of life were for the healing of the nations. Now think, what needs to be healed between nations? That's the wounds and scars from our wars and division, and they will be healed. In heaven, there's no more division. We are one. All that Jesus prayed for in John 17, may they be one? Yes, we will be one. May they be brought to complete unity? Yes, we will be completely unified. One big happy family. And they will reign forever and ever. Now that word reign, it's the word for God's dominion and sovereignty over everything. And we will share in his dominion. Are you ready for this? In heaven, there are no more defeats. Now think, our lives in this world are often marked by defeat. But in heaven, no defeat. God reigns over all, and we will reign with him. It's eternal victory. It's in heaven, and it's our eternal home. Aren't you grateful?
Sing the wondrous love of Jesus. Sing his mercy and his grace. In the mansions bright and blessed, he'll prepare for us a place. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Let us then be true and faithful, trusting, serving every day. Just one glimpse of him in glory will the toils of life repay. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Onward to the prize before us, soon his beauty will behold. Soon the pearly gates will open, we shall tread the streets of gold. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory.